This guy should not try stand-up comedy. I don't even know who this guy is on the Ramsey show, but I've heard him crack jokes before, and they're just never funny. He's so dry. All right, it's no surprise when you watch TikTok, you get some good stuff, but you might get some bad stuff too. And you know, I'm actually watching this video here. I've seen some horrible budget advice. This is actually a Dave Ramsey show react video, so I'm gonna react to Dave Ramsey's video, or actually his disciple that he has on the show. I'm gonna react to what his reaction is. So I haven't watched this yet. We'll see just how good it is.
Here are the 3 reasons why budgeting sucks. Reason number 1, it almost always puts you in a bad mindset, right? You have this negative feeling towards money. Reason number 2 is because it's like a diet, right? We go on a diet, we tell ourselves we're not gonna eat certain things. Budgeting, we tell ourselves we're not gonna buy certain things, or we restrict ourselves. And reason number 3 is because we all have limited willpower, right? Just like a diet, you tell yourself you're not gonna eat that cookie, eventually you break down and you eat that cookie. Budgeting, we tell ourselves we're not gonna buy those shoes or what.
I'm curious what this guy's diet is like. You know, he keeps talking about food. This guy must be really hungry right now.
Whatever it might be, eventually we end up breaking down and buying that thing, and then we just feel bad about ourselves.
Oh man, he's hilarious. He should try stand-up comedy instead of being a financial advisor.
This guy should not try stand-up comedy. I don't even know who this guy is on the Ramsey show, but I've heard him crack jokes before, and they're just never funny. He's so dry. Anyways, let's keep going.
Okay, so let's break this down. Budgeting sucks because it puts you in a bad mindset. Okay, all right, so the alternative here, let's just play this logic out. If we're saying never do a budget because it puts you in a bad mindset, instead, let's just spend every dollar we make and more and never worry about it. What a great mindset to have, right? Until the payments show up and you're wondering where your money went and you can't afford your 4 walls. How's that for a bad mindset? Yeah. Okay, the next one was budgeting is like a diet and diets are bad. Okay, well, let's look at how people lose weight. I'm not a scientist, I'm not claiming to be, but it's all about caloric deficit. So if you burn more calories than you take in, you will lose weight.
That's not necessarily true, but that's a good 1980s reference. Good job, buddy.
If you live on less than you make, you can build wealth. And so budgeting is a necessary part of that, just like watching your food intake. So the last one was willpower. He said humans have terrible willpower, so budgeting sucks. Okay, he is right on that one.
It's taking a lot of willpower of me not to say more right now, but I'm going to save it for a little later.
We have terrible willpower.
He said it sets you up for failure, too.
Oh, it sets you up for failure. Thank you, James. It sets you up for failure because we have limited willpower as humans.
Wait, who's James? Is he like God? Like, where did this guy come from? He's just like saying this stuff off camera or something. I don't know.
And therefore, we should just out-earn our stupidity, keep spending and spending, never make a plan, never pay attention, never look at the mirror, bury our head in the sand. Oh, wait, that's what America has done. Okay, I'm seeing what's happening now. That is why 78% of people live paycheck to paycheck, because they've all decided to be like this guy and just go, budgeting sucks. Let's not do that. Let me hit you with the real on what a budget does.
Give it to me. Come on.
A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. A budget is permission to spend. That's all it is. So a budget is actually the most freedom you can have with money, because you know.
I'm going to pause him right here. This is actually pretty good. I actually agree with him within reason. There's some minor points here. I actually agree with both these guys, and depending on the perspective, but I like where he's going with this so far.
Know exactly what's happening on paper every single month, and when you make a budget to go on a $1,000 vacation and you stick to that budget, you come home with just good memories. Sweet times, maybe a tan if you're lucky. I can't get one.
We know.
But when you do it without a budget, you come back with credit card debt. And you wonder how long you're going to be paying for this vacation that happened 3 months ago. And you're stressed out because you know that bill's going to come due. And that's where most of America's at. They've got the credit card payments. They've got the car loans. They have student loan payments. And I get it. Budgeting is, it's tough to do. It's tough to stick to. It requires discipline. And so, yes, if you think discipline is stupid, then I really question how you're doing in every single other area of your life. Do you show up to work on time? Do you work hard? Do you communicate with your spouse? Do you read books? What other areas are you just going, well, head in the sand, who cares? Willpower's hard, diets are stupid, puts me in a bad mindset. Anytime you make me work out or eat healthy, goodness gracious.
You know, good stuff. Good points right here so far, right? I mean, you want to bury your head in the sand. You don't want to be doing that. I don't know if this guy on TikTok has been talking about burying your head in the sand. I don't think that's the point. But he's making a great point because there is the extreme. If you bury your head in the sand, right, you ignore your spouse, your kids, you ignore your health, you're going to lose it. And if you ignore your money, you're going to lose it too. Very important points. I'm glad he's bringing this up. I just wonder, is there truth in the middle here? Is he going so much to the extreme what this guy is saying because they're trying to get reactions? And then usually what I find is the truth is usually somewhere in the middle. But let's just keep listening. Maybe he'll get to it.
But this is what people on the internet are seeing, and they're hitting the like button, and they're commenting, and they're saying, oh my gosh, yes, Dave Ramsey's the worst. He doesn't want me to have nice things. No, Dave wants
It's true.
you to have nice things. He doesn't want nice things to have you. That's the difference.
Well, yeah, if you've seen his house, he's got a very, very nice house. My wife would know. She's been by it.
He wants you to buy all the things that you want to buy. But when you do it with other people's money, you put yourself in a really, really poor, risky financial situation. So that's my take on budgets. And if you listen to this guy, you're going to agree. Budgeters don't have fun. You have to be really good at math. Only people who struggle need a budget. Only people who are out of debt need a budget. Budgeting takes too much time. Budgets are too rigid. Too rigid. Guess what? You control the budget. The budget doesn't control you. All we're saying is list out your expenses. List out your income. Let's make sure that we have enough income to cover the expenses. It's that simple. Okay, my little baby rant is over. I can't handle it, guys. How many more of these TikToks are you going to send us? It's too much.
His baby rant. I love it. All right, so I'm going to go back to this, point by point with what the other guy was making, right? Because obviously, this Dave Ramsey disciple, he gets his final word in. But I wonder if there's something more to what this guy is saying here. I'm not seeing the full context, and TikTok, this is the problem. Like, TikTok doesn't always give the full context. You need to get more for it. So let's just talk about one by one when he talks about these three. Number one, it creates a negative mindset. Like, budgeting has a negative connotation. That's true. Why? Because there are people like this guy, on the Dave Ramsey show or Dave Ramsey himself that have made it a negative connotation. Now, there are different perspectives here, right? There are some people that make it negative regardless because they see it as restrictive. They don't want to have to not do something. They don't want to lose that freedom. Don't tell me what to do with my money, right? There are those people out there. I'm not denying that, and that's where I agree with Dave Ramsey's end. On this other guy's side, though, is that there is a negative mindset around budgets because of what I've noticed in reality is that budgets are negative where people try to randomly make a budget. They end up guessing the numbers incorrectly because they never actually tracked their money. And then what happens? They have to change their budget. They have to, they end up breaking it and they wonder if budgets even work in the first place. This is what I've seen with hundreds and hundreds, even thousands of people in their human experience with budgeting. Budgeting becomes negative. Budgeting does suck. Because it's not the first step that you start with when you're trying to get yourself out of the hole, out of the rat race. It's the second step. The first step is start tracking your money, understanding how much money you have coming in, how much money is going out, where's it all going. Get to know the truth first. Don't make assumptions. This is what my wife has taught me. She's like, Chris, stop making assumptions. If you're making assumptions, you know what happens. It makes out of you and me. Yeah, it's true. That's what happens when you assume. So don't make assumptions. And what happens is people just jump right into budgeting because they're told that's the good thing to do. It doesn't work. They have a negative connotation, or they do feel like it's restrictive. I do agree with what this other guy was saying where he said, no, like this is actually under your control. You control the budget. It's giving you a permission slip to spend money. This is why I would change this. To get rid of the negative connotation, I would just like to throw out the word budget and call it a spending plan. Because I agree, money should have a purpose, right? You should give every dollar a job. Whether it's to be spent, even if it's to be spent into savings, it still has a job. Allow it to be spent. So yeah, it doesn't have to have a negative mindset. Give it a spending plan. Your money's gonna get spent. If you die, it goes to somebody else to be spent. It gets spent one way or the other. So think of it as a spending plan. It's a spending plan. What are you gonna do with that? So that's where you can get rid of the negative mindset. The second point he made was it's like a diet, right? And people can't stick with diets and you try to get regimented, you try it out for a little bit, and then you ruin it. That kind of goes back to my original point, which is people are doing it incorrectly, right? They don't know how much they're spending in the first place. They say, well, I think I'm spending this much on groceries. Oh, I spent more than that budget. Oh, I went too much. I spent too much money. Oh, these budget things don't work. I can't live within that budget that I created for myself that was unrealistic because I didn't track my money. That's true. So it is like a diet. And yes, it does require discipline, to that other guy's point. Yes, discipline is good. You actually need discipline. And then the guy says it sets you up for failure, which is kind of my main point too, right? Again, budgets don't have to be that way. Call it a spending plan. Track your money first. Know how much you're actually spending. And then you can start to make changes and actually create that quote unquote budget or spending plan. You do that first, and I've seen people very successfully do this over and over. Even people that were spenders, people that don't like budgets at all, still realize, oh, I can do this. Give every dollar a job. So that's my advice for you guys. If you're looking at TikTok, find the truth in the middle. There's the extremes, but go in the middle. Budgets, yeah, they suck. But you know what? A spending plan doesn't. Use it. You need to be a wise steward of your money, because the wiser you are with your money, the more freedom you actually get, both while you're doing this process and later as well. Hey, if you thought this was good, I would love you to be able to subscribe, like this, share this with a friend, and also check out this next video, The Return of the Stock Market. Guess what? I was right. It sucks. Check it out.